Hello. We're like the little bunny running around in Alice in Wonderland going, we're late for an important date.
Can you hear us? Last week, I don't know what was going on with our mic, but I'm trying it again. We haven't sorted out a better quality adapter yet.
Yeah, have you got your phone on you just in case?
Just in case Lainey rings.
Yeah.
I don't know where it is.
Let's hope we don't get so far behind in the chat today.
I'll get to the end of the chat. Can you hear us?
Is the mic all right?
Earth to viewers. Nobody's responding. Back away from the paintbrushes.
Yeah, we haven't been painting today though.
Someone say yes, we can hear you. The mic works, please. Hello. Yeah, all good, Tom. Right. We'll go with it. Just don't move anything.
Yeah.
Welcome. We are fresh from a day of DIY. Again, we are, for those that aren't aware, we are selling this house. Part of the stock, the stock clearance is part of that whole idea, isn't it? To reduce stock. All of our stock is now in this room. The rear office, which doesn't show up much in videos, but it has been in videos. It's been completely cleared out. We are in the process of tarting that up, making it much and redecorating, etc. So much to do. Lots and lots of jobs still on the list. The list has grown, hasn't it?
It does. I keep thinking of more things and writing it down.
So we have been full on DIY for the last couple of days and lots more to come. But today we thought we'd talk about clothing. We'll say some hellos in a minute, but we're going to talk about clothing because we are stopping selling clothing.
So before Christmas, you jumped the gun a little bit and said, well, we're planning to sell off the rest of our clothes. Well, I hadn't sorted through them. I hadn't really given it a second thought since we had a conversation about selling it off in bulk. So I've been through it. I've sorted everything. I've decided that I'm keeping all of my vintage stuff because the hope is that we'll find somewhere that has a vintage place where I can have a booth. If not, we might do some vintage markets. So I've kept all of my vintage stuff. So everything that I've got there is all modern stuff.
But it's the good quality stuff. We've also cleared out loads. We donated tons and tons of stuff.
Oh yeah, we filled the car. It was great.
Yeah. A lot of our stuff and a lot of ex stock.
Yeah.
So what we've done is we've got left what we're going to sell in bulk. A few people contacted us the first time we mentioned it, so they will have first refusal.
So I've got 4 people. Yeah. One I've given first refusal to. So what will happen is if the person that I've given first refusal to doesn't want it, then it'll be the first serious person that wants to purchase. I'm selling it as a lot, so I'm not splitting it up in any way. It's all going together. There'll be one price for it. If you can collect it, fabulous. If you can't collect it,
we'll deliver.
There will be a shipping fee on top.
Yeah. So we'll get on to the details of that in a moment, but let's say some hellos. If you are watching us live, you can comment and say hello or whatever. Secret Carper was first in. Evening, my beautiful people. And Adrian is in windy Wiltshire. Yeah, it's windy here.
It's windy here.
Yeah, like proper full-on windy. Richard, welcome. Andrew, Pete's in. Listing. Yeah, I've gone from one extreme to the other. I've not listed all week pretty much.
Yeah, our eBay's going to do that.
Yeah, it has already, hasn't it?
Yeah.
Although we've got some tasty orders going out tomorrow. So I might squeeze a little video in. Rich is in. Pete's popped in and popped out. So a few more hellos before we start. Windy Wales is everywhere. Windy.
Yeah, I think it is. I think we've got some sort of storm going.
Some sort of storm going on. Yeah, some parts of the country have had it really bad. We haven't had it super bad. Yeah, it's just very blowy. Aid, and there's Tom, who I know showed some interest in the clothes. I think you may have messaged Tom.
Yeah.
RJ's World. Yes, we're good. Just very busy. And we're also, if you watched my last recorded video I put out, at the end of that I explained that YouTube may suffer in the coming weeks because our heads are in a different place right now.
Mhm.
And we are also, I've got an app meeting after this tonight with our developer. So we are pushing that to get that launched ASAP. Juggling balls is what we're doing. So welcome everybody. Dave is in. I just say a few more as I scroll down. Nespresso. Ben, welcome. Good to see you. Nia, lots of regular names. Steve, hi. I'm just picking out a few as we go. Andrea's in. Porky's Discounts, lots of regular names. Oh, Santa's in.
There's Chelsea.
Is Alan in? Oh yeah. And Lainey, we were watching your reaction channel last night, Lainey.
Yeah, a bit more Radiohead.
Another Radiohead classic.
Weirdly, that's one that I really like. So.
Which one was it? Fake Plastic
Yeah.
Trees, yes. Tune from the Bends, 95. Okay, welcome everybody. I'm trying to get to the end of the chat.
I think there was a question you just skipped past.
Ring him, Lainey. Is the sound still okay?
Hope so. There was a question.
This one?
About my jumper.
Let's get to the end. Yeah, nobody's moaning about the sound. Hopefully the sound will survive.
Let's hope it's better this week.
Drove back from Scotland today. Roads were horrific.
Oh.
Windy roads or snowy roads? Sleet in Yorkshire. It's so windy my house fell down. I live in a windy house.
Okay.
Moving on.
Right.
Windy in Dorset. Everywhere. Let's just go with everywhere's windy in the UK.
It's windy today.
Windy day.
Windy.
We've got it. Yeah. Windy Suffolk. Yep. We're there. Plymouth is horrible. I don't know if that's to do with the wind or just generally.
Oh, a Tony is from snowy, freezing upstate New York. That's different.
Wow. Media buy 500 CDs, $60. Already have gotten cost back on eBay with 4 sales. High five. That's the way to do it. Lots of chat. Sorry if we've missed.
Lex. Hello, Lex.
Is Lex in? Hi, Lex. Yeah. Sound is fine. To see Lainey cry regularly, subscribe to her reactions channel here.
Yeah.
Looking good, sounding great. Who says that? Looking good, sounding great.
I don't know. That's a very big screen compared to that.
The other
the computer just came on. I was like, whoa. Yeah. Not used to looking at a big screen anymore.
I was trying to get to the end.
I think we're nearly there.
I'm just scanning as we go. Right, I think we're at the bottom. So, what we thought, because we do have a couple of people interested in the clothing, but it may not suit what they want. So we are going to
take up a huge amount of time. There'll be other things in the chat and everything as well. So don't worry about that.
But we're going to give you an idea of what it is. So for those that are interested and have already showed interest, and for those watching now, if you want a bulk lot of clothing, we'll give you a sample idea of what it is.
It's just easier to show it on screen, isn't it? Rather than take pictures and blah blah blah.
Do you know what do you want to fish out and show? Just an example.
Well, it's just I mean, you could. First of all, it's this whole crate, and then another crate, a larger crate, but half of that.
Yeah,
if that makes sense.
Well, here's a good example, actually. So, Andrea said the vintage we are for the time being keeping.
Yes.
So it's more modern stuff. But for example, new with tags, monsoon, and we're only going to charge what we paid. So if we got that at a charity shop for £2, we'd just want.
So I have got a bulk price for this. It's £80. So yeah, I mean there are bits and bobs. This is new tags as well. It's warehouse. Little flouncy.
Diesel. Oh, diesel cords.
Pair of diesel cords. Some of this you may have seen in hauls that I've done in the past anyway.
Where do we go?
There are some really nice, and it's a shame I never managed to list these, to be honest, but there was some
tag. There's a tag.
Yeah, that's a charity shop tag.
I know, I
I
was gonna
paid
say-
£5 each on these. What do you call them? Jumpsuits. So really nice patterns. There's 3 of those in different patterns. So they're really retro
So what?
in their design. So 3 jumpsuits like that.
I suppose we have no idea the resale value.
And I'd paid £5 each on those because it was worth £5.
Look at that.
So I'd absolutely love the.
Oh my God.
I know.
Is that a silk shirt?
Yeah. I don't know. It's not silk.
Is it not silk?
It's not, and it's got a tie that goes with it.
That's awesome.
They're talking of silk though. This is silk. This is Odd Molly, and it's a little silk dress.
Yeah.
So yeah, there's some good stuff in here.
It is good saleable stuff, but we don't have the time nor inclination to list it all. So we are going to give it at cost to whoever.
I can see
first.
a tweed hob skirt there. I think it's a vintage hob skirt actually.
Oh, you're not keeping that vintage one?
It's not like sort of true vintage. It's more kind of 90s maybe. 80s or 90s.
Okay, so
there's a very, very nice turquoise coat in here as well, which I've showed before in hauls.
Yeah, so that gives you an idea. Effectively, we are happy to just pass this on at cost so somebody can do very well out of it. There's stacks of profit in
I
there,
have counted it up at cost and it is about £80. It is £80. That's the total I came to.
That's the price. And there's another crate.
Just also to say that some of it will need steaming. It's all clean, but some of it has been stored for a while, so it will need steaming.
All right. Ginger Mary.
Yeah, these are really cool. These are linen skirts. There are 2 of those. Yeah, they're quite expensive to buy new.
Nice, that is cool. So, did you want to show more?
Yeah, if we can grab some more.
Oh, there was also a. Did we?
Oh,
no,
yeah.
we sold the motorbike jacket, didn't we?
Yeah, this is faux leather. Faux leather jacket. It's Gold Digger.
Ooh, I don't know. It means nothing to me, any of this really. Yeah, so that gives you an idea.
Kathy is saying Tom has agreed. Well, as I did say to Tom, if the first person says no, then yes.
Exactly.
Tom, thank you.
Yeah, I don't think anybody would be disappointed. This is the good stuff. We have donated loads and loads of other stuff. This is the stuff you'll make good money on. Hopefully, that's the idea. And we're not making money on this. We're just passing it on because we can't deal with it. We don't have the time nor the inclination, as I said before. So
Tom says I will take it, no issues. Okay, I'll get in touch with you. That is if
But there's one person that contacted you just before Tom did first. Okay.
He was first in line, so I think that's fair, isn't it?
There was also the bags, your clothing bags. I don't know if you.
Yeah, Carol said Odd Molly dresses worth 60 to 100. Yeah, they are, and that's silk. So yeah, it's good stuff.
So whoever does end up with it, hopefully you will do fantastically well out of it. We know we would, but we don't have the time, and we've kind of moved on from clothing. We also have, are these 50 odd bags? These are big poly bags.
Because I bought these from Josh. I can't remember how much we paid for them, but we won't be using them now.
But they're super quality ones, so we could lump them in and add a little bit on top if you were interested, Tom, or somebody else if you want real high quality. Are these the starch ones?
No, they're not. They're recyclable. You're thinking of we've got sugarcane ones, but we're keeping those because we can use them for other items as well. So.
And the other thing, should anybody be interested, we have, you may have seen it in Andrea's office. There used to be 2 rails up on a wall. Those are for sale, and they have the brackets. Actually, we've only got 3 brackets because we didn't need 4. So these sort, and then we have the tubing.
There is an end though that you can because we had it attached so that there was an end on one bit and then there was a bracket on the other.
I've got the ending things here somewhere. Yeah, so you can either use, I've got a load of spare as well, you know the drill. So you can cut the tube down to fit in a gap, or you can have it suspended off a wall. So if anyone's in the market for that, I'm not sure really I can ship it because the two rails, which are, I think they're 1 inch, the two rails are 1.5 meters long. So courier prices might be a bit pricey for what it is. If anyone's interested, just contact us again. And,
otherwise we'll just Facebook Marketplace.
Ideally, that would be a come and pick it up job.
Tom says, he'd like to pay extra for the poly bags as well.
Okay.
So that's cool.
Yeah. So that's all part of the clear up. So you see, we're pretty serious at the moment. Andrea's office is at the moment like a bomb site. We have totally made a mess. Starting to get past that point into it, starting to look better.
We're planning to paint it, so we're doing like filling holes and doing all the annoying stuff before you get around to
prepping and cleaning and filling. And so the rear extension is a mess, the kitchen is a mess, now the front room is a mess because we're pulling furniture out and doing work. Spare room is a mess, but that's on. But you see, we're gonna make it better.
We've cleared the spare room out of stock that was up there, so
spare room was,
so that feels pretty good.
Spare room was full of the stuff we cleared at boot sale. We took a load to boot sale and we did, how much did we make? It was silly money, wasn't it? Was it near £300 or something we got on the day? I can't remember now. Anyway, we cleared loads and loads, and then we gave loads to charity. We did another carload to charity, which did include loads of the clothes. This is the cream of it that's left that we're happy to pass on for somebody to do really well on. So that's at least 2 estate car with the seats down. Loads of stuff has left the building, which is awesome. We've got stuff going to the tip again tomorrow. Whew. I'm worn out talking about it.
Comment from Ayatollah of Rock and Roll said, Rock and Roller says, been checking out your e-commerce site and it's really nicely laid out and very user-friendly. Thank you. Did work hard on that, so thank you for that. I appreciate that.
That had nothing to do with me. That's all Andrea. That is.
Yeah, I appreciate that. Tom says, just wondering if the wife will notice if I slip the oil lamp in.
I think we'd both noticed if that vanished, wouldn't we?
Ben's asking, are you looking to buy a house with a garage so that you can convert the garage into a tack cave?
That's not the plan, though.
No.
In a word,
no.
No.
I think the plan is more to reduce stock and then, have less in the house.
Yes, we have several ideas of how we could do things. It all depends which area we choose, how much we could get for our money house-wise.
And whether we have a spare room in the house that we use for business or whether we have something in the garden. I don't know.
There's a lot of depends and maybe and not sure.
It all depends really on what's the right house. Because we won't know until it happens.
But we booked another weekend away in Suffolk. Let's just
we're going back to Suffolk.
Going back to Suffolk. My sister and her husband lived down in Worthing, and we went to stay there not long ago, and we were looking around there, as you do. And then we told them, we're now keen on Kent, and then Ellen went to stay with them, and she said that they were laughing so much the fact that we've changed our minds again. Mm-hmm. But we're just feeling, checking out places. Nothing wrong with that.
Exactly. So we're going back to a place that we did consider before, and we don't know yet.
Don't know.
And if the right house comes up and we're like, yes, this is it, then we'll know where we're going. I think.
Until that time, we don't know.
No.
So that didn't take long sharing that. We didn't share much at all, really, of the clothes. But it seems like we have somebody who's keen, so maybe that's gone already if the other chap doesn't take it first.
Yeah, and I felt very conscious. I didn't want to be boring people with this is like a clothing haul. This is this and this is that. Just wanted to give you an idea of how much it was and the quality of stuff, really.
Well, we both loved Event, but we've kind of set ourselves a 2 hour away from my parents' limit. That, for two reasons, obviously, because we want to be within striking distance of my parents as they get older, and also for them to be able to come and visit in a day if they wanted to. So, and also because it restricts the area we're looking in. Before, when we had kind of, we could go anywhere, let's look everywhere. It was overwhelming to think, well, where do you start? So we've narrowed it down to that kind of 2 hour circumference.
Yeah, because we did look at Dorset as well, and that realised that was too far.
We've been, I wanted to look at Portland.
Yeah, and talking to your parents last week, your mum was very definite. She was like, oh, it would be so good if you would go to Suffolk, because that would be so much easier for us.
Yes.
You could tell. She doesn't often, really tell you what she thinks. She just kind of lets you get on with things. But I really got the impression she was like, I want you to stay closer, please.
And also with my sister Jo and the twins being here, we'd like to be within a couple of hours. So
and we're still within a couple of hours of Worthing as well.
We could no, we won't be in Suffolk.
No, not in Suffolk, but okay.
No,
right.
no.
No.
Anyway, so that's debate. Yeah, we've joked about getting Kirsty and Phil on the case.
We have actually.
I don't even know if they're filming, if that's an ongoing thing. They're continually filming that.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Well, they do the show where it's love it or list it. We both want to list it.
They still do location though. They still do.
Oh, that. Right. Well, I'll give Kirsty a call.
Amy says Bury's nice. Yeah, we've got a family member that doesn't live far from Bury.
We've been to Bury a couple of times. We did actually wander around there since deciding we are moving, with that in mind. And words, come on. With living there in mind, and we were kind of we have also kind of decided we want to live on the coast for the same reasons that it narrows it down. Otherwise everything's on the table. Where do you start? So we are going exploring the coast in Suffolk next.
Moving is such a pain, but worth it in the end. Totally.
Well, for us it's been 16 years since we bought this house. So we are over the pain. We've forgotten what the pain of moving was like. So we're ready for the challenge again. And it's been a long time since we've really had a big change. And we've kind of both felt like we've been in a rut, not particularly negatively, but just going through the motions. Yeah,
we just need a challenge. We need
that's
what adventure.
Yeah. And that's 100% what the app has been for me, and I have loved that. And I think the moving house thing is just to spice up life a bit.
Yeah, I think you need to. We only live once, don't we? So you've got to do these things. Jack says, I'm going to guess you guys are sick of stock being in different corners of the house rather than one separate area.
Yeah, I think if we were staying here, just seeing the rear extension all clear now is actually really nice.
Yeah.
But we have separate offices so we can work apart. Whether we would survive working in here together is debatable.
No, we've tried that. No, and we could joke about it, but it's really just because you do need your own space. You need to be able to listen to the music that you want to listen to. Nick has it blaring. Sometimes you have Rage Against the Machine, like blaringly loud, like the whole neighbours can hear. If I was working in here, I'd go insane. And I like to go and listen to some pop music out the back, which will drive Nick insane. And so you just need your own spaces, don't you?
There's only so many times I can make Andrea endure Depeche Mode albums.
I love Depeche Mode.
Yeah, but I play them on repeat.
I know. Yeah, that's it. You become obsessed with a particular album, and you play it over and over for about 2 weeks.
Or when I get new Lana Del Rey stuff, you would just kill me. listening to the same album for days on end.
Yeah, it does. Yeah.
Anyway,
So you just need your own thing, don't you? That's why we
take your time, find the right house. Yeah, and that's essentially what we're doing. Well, we're finding the right area, really. And then it's a case of finding the right house. We're not far off getting this place valued, I think, and then we'll know really what money we've got to play with. That's the next question. We think we know what this is worth in the current market in Hitchin, but you're never sure until you get a few agents in, are you?
a mug and jug room. That sounds good.
Well, we've been talking about a vinyl room.
Steve says Rage Against the Machine has to be. I do agree. I like Rage Against the Machine, but if I was in here, like not being able to hear myself think and trying to work, we all have different things. So yeah.
You can hear it. You can hear every word in the kitchen when I'm playing Rage in here.
You can.
What's Pete say up there? At least you have a CD player in the car. One of my cars almost on the way out. Oh yeah, we listen to music all the time in the car.
Yeah, I like
CDs.
to plug my phone in, put Spotify on in the car.
Yeah, but I like to take albums and listen to whole albums. I like the album experience still. I'm old school.
Yeah, I like a playlist. See, so different.
See, I can enjoy a playlist, but I like to experience an album.
Yeah, I know. Because sometimes I do. Sometimes I turn off.
Yeah.
The random bit, and actually listened. I listened to Janet Jackson's whole catalogue one day last week.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
She's been doing documentaries, hasn't she?
And it was it was just brilliant. It was like, I feel like I've gone back in time.
Oh, look, Kim and Kitty, Southwell. We know Southwell well, don't we?
We do. We've been there a few times.
Very nice up there.
I went to Kessingland as a child on holiday. I remember going to Kessingland. I got stung by a bee.
Oh, Benacre. We don't know that. Do you? No. Kessingland, Lowestoft are probably, if we are going to stick to this 2 hour from parents and sister, etc., Lowestoft's too far.
Yeah, it is, unfortunately, because we do.
It's right up the coast, isn't it? It's right. Yeah. Isn't it Lowestoft that's the most easterly point in the UK? We've been watching YouTube videos about towns as well. It's great.
Yeah.
Yarmouth, we know very well. We went on our first weekend away there.
We did.
In 98.
Yeah.
It was like early 98, wasn't it? And we saw Titanic in a really old, like 1920s cinema.
Yeah.
Where they had an interval and served ice cream with little women with the little thing, wasn't it? Well, it wasn't women, actually. I think it was blokes, but why is that relevant?
Oh, why were they little?
But yeah, we had an interval in the middle of Titanic and went and had ice cream.
Yeah, I know. They don't do that at all anymore.
But we're not considering Yarmouth.
Will you film your weekend away? Probably, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, we might. We will probably line up some viewings and share some house viewings. They make fun videos.
Oh, look. Monkey Thrifter's best mate has a guitar shop in Lowestoft.
Oh, see, I like Lowestoft, but I think it's too far if we're going to stick to the 2 hour thing. Well, it's a lot longer than 2 hours from here.
Yeah, as we said, Elaine, we do like Dorset, but it was a bit too far once we realised how long it would take to drive back to.
100%. I was sold on the Weymouth, Portland area.
Yeah, it's lovely. Thank you. That's a nice comment. PJ Gray says, really enjoying the content on Andrea's channel and the chilled vibe. Cheers. Thank you.
Yeah, a lot of people enjoyed our last weekend away because you put two videos out, didn't you? I actually filmed some footage. I was going to put a little video out on the main channel.
I
just haven't stopped since.
Yeah, but you were going to do like a montagey thing rather than a vlog.
Yeah, I just filmed a load of clips. I was going to put some music over it. Whether I do that now, I don't know.
Yeah, Luby Lou says, you found what worked for you and it must have been good to last 16 years. Exactly. We needed a house when Ellen was small to base ourselves for her to grow up, and schools nearby. And yeah, she's grown up here and now it's time for a new adventure, We bought this based on schools. Yeah. It's been and we want it to be in Hitchin. Yeah, it's been a lovely family home. It's been a really lovely family home. But Ellen has been through the entire school system since we've been here. And also, I sadly lost my nan a couple of years back, and I wouldn't have considered moving away. when my nan was here, because we were very close and I wouldn't have wanted to be away from her. So
yeah, so a lot has changed, but Ella moving out has really freed us up, I think, to say, yeah, we can do this. Let's go on an adventure somewhere. Most 80s rock has to be played loud. For me, most music has to be played loud because I'm going deaf. That's the reality.
Leah says, I recently moved from Dunstable to Lincoln. Like you, I needed a new challenge. Best move ever.
Lincoln?
Yeah, now Sarah Resells went to Lincoln last week.
Oh.
And I was watching her stories, and I've seen Lincoln on vlogs and stuff, and it just looks beautiful.
So that's Lincolnshire, I'm assuming.
So much history. It does look like a beautiful
Where's that?
place.
I can't even place Lincolnshire. North, a lot more north.
About an hour and a half up from us.
Well, it might be within the 2 hour. Don't give us another blooming county to look at. Clive says, I'm with Nick, CDs are the best.
Yeah. No, I do. I love CDs, but it's just more convenient for me with Spotify these days.
Loopy Lou, I was born in Worthing, but a long way from there now. Yeah, it is nice down there. We love visiting Katie and the kids. And Aaron, if you're watching, Aaron, they're in Scotland at the moment. They took a night train from London to Dundee. They're visiting friends in Scotland because I think Katie's coming to the end of her maternity time, isn't she?
Yeah.
And Aaron has saved up like a month's worth of leave. So they're doing lots of traveling for a month or so with the kids. They've got 2 little ones. I need to ring Katie, see how they're getting on.
What's Neil going on about? Stung by a bee, £20 for a jar of honey.
I don't know. £20 for that's a lot for a jar of honey. My dad sells his for about £5 a jar.
I think it's gone up.
He's a beekeeper, is it?
Okay, right done.
When my dad started beekeeping and started selling honey over the doorstep, I made him a sign. So I painted a hive, and on the slats of the hive it said honey for sale, and the original price was £1.50 a pound, like a pound jar of honey, and it's now maybe it's £6 a jar. That's inflation for you.
Kathy says, my aunt and uncle had 2 hotels in Southwold.
Oh.
And Andrea says, we're on an adventure too, just had our offer accepted on a 58-foot narrowboat. Wow. Just waiting for the survey.
See, I would do that.
Yarmouth has a massive cancer research. I think the last time we were there, they were just about to open it, because we saw the signs for it.
Oh, did we?
Yeah.
We had a good explore in Yarmouth last time we were there. It's one of those towns that I think has struggled for a few decades. It's similar to Ramsgate, where we were recently. And you can see that Ramsgate's really coming out the other side of that, and it's really improving there. Margate was still really struggling. And when we went to Yarmouth, you could tell that has struggled with investment and shop closures and the town centre being really run down. But there were signs it was coming through the other side of it.
Rich by name, not by nature says, some friends of mine sold up and rented for 6 months in the area that they were thinking of buying. That also gave them leverage when they bought. Yeah, I've seen other people doing that, but the thought of kind of moving twice, I don't know if I'd want that stress.
Yeah. Well, we'll have a little bit of leverage because technically we'll be a cash buyer, because the banks won't be involved, because we won't need a mortgage. So we will have that little bit of buyer leverage. We spoke to an agent actually when we were in Ramsgate about a property, and they said this vendor is only taking cash buyers. They weren't dealing with anyone who needed a mortgage, which I thought was a bit extreme, but there you go.
I'm trying to get to the end of I'm scooting through because I'm trying to get
what
to the
Stacey
end.
say there. We going to do the same, stay in Hearts until Luca leaves school, as he just got into a special needs school and don't want to go through that application process again. Yeah, exactly. And we found with with Ellen, obviously, she had a friendship group right the way from primary, and then another friendship group right the way through secondary. And if you up and move a kid, I think it's really hard on them.
It is
to start again,
especially when they've made friends. And
exactly.
Yeah. Ju moved from Luton to Market Harborough about 8 or 9 years ago and hasn't regretted it.
Okay.
Just avoid getting into any big DIY projects. We moved in August and I'm still working on my wife's gaming loft.
Wife's gaming loft.
Yeah.
Wow.
I honestly think though that we will find somewhere which needs some work.
we did look at a property, didn't we?
Even if it's just doing it up, but
yeah.
Malden in Essex and Leigh-on-Sea are nice places. I think about an hour and a half from Hitchin.
Yes, we have considered Essex. We may yet take a trip down there again. We have been visiting as a family the Walton-on-the-Naze little peninsula down there for many years. We've got pictures of us with Ellen when she was tiny on that pier, and we go back to the same spot on the pier every time we're there, take the same picture. Well, it's not the same picture because I'm not holding her like this, but the same spot.
Imagine, you should do that one day.
We'll try and lift her up. Yeah, we actually were looking at prices in that exact area only the other night. We found a house that was quite amazing. You know the one I mean? Yeah.
Might have a look just for laughs.
Yeah, but then we've got to take a trip down there.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Scott says, hi Nick and Andrea, I heard you mention Dundee. That's where I live. I'm a part-time eBay reseller and I'm looking to leave my full-time job to resell full-time. Do you have any advice on the transition?
The big advice I would say is be totally honest about your financial situation. Work out how much you need to support your lifestyle, whatever that is, you know, your mortgage, your rent, and your living costs, and then that's your target. And then ask yourself be very honest and open. Do you think you can achieve that through reselling? And if you need to, I don't know, take a couple of weeks out of work if you can, and just bust a gut in those 2 weeks and see what you can achieve. See if you can meet those numbers that you think you need, and then ask yourself, can I do that week in, week out? Because that's what's going to be required. So it's about really drilling into your financial requirements and your ability to earn that through reselling. Because I can't answer that question, and nobody else can answer that question for you, because we all have different outgoings and different requirements financially, and different abilities to source and resell. We're all somewhere on that curve.
Yeah.
I hope that's helpful. I don't know.
Hello, Nick and Andrea. Bought a load of car parts due to watching your videos on them. Roughly £800 in profit on 220 investment.
Well, there you go. That worked out.
Yeah. And Neil says it's a seller's market at the moment, as houses are being snapped up as soon as they've gone on the market, or it was when we moved the back end of last year. Yeah.
The market here, I don't want to ruin it by saying it, but the market here is so strong. We're not too concerned about selling this house. Obviously, we do want to make it clean and tidy and tart it up a bit, but selling this isn't the issue. Finding the right place to move to is the issue.
Right, I'm still trying to get to the end of the chat. Oh, I might be there. People are giving him advice, which is good. Yeah, right. I'll drink some coffee. I'll let you have a look through the chat.
Okie dokie. Oh, you are at the end. So you had a good video about how much eBay actually take from each sale now. It's about 15%, I think, when you factor in managed payments, roughly.
Yeah.
So what else are we going to talk about? Should we get away from moving houses?
Yeah. If you've got any other questions or whatever, then pop them in the chat.
Yeah. I mean, our eBay sales will dwindle because we're going to focus on other things for this month. But I do want to spend a few hours here and there just putting a few more bits and bobs on. Try and get a few more bulky.
Yeah, well, I've done a few drafts I need to do some photos for. So
yeah, I need to shift that telly. It's massive. And there's another telly up there that needs to go.
Yeah, it's exactly that. Reselling is not 9 to 5. It's 24/7, but it can be more satisfactory. Yeah.
Well, you can choose the hours you put in.
Yeah.
As in how many hours, and also when those hours are. I get into all sorts of weird sleep patterns, but I'll sometimes still be listing at 2 a.m. It doesn't matter. eBay don't care. And you can schedule your listings if you want to. You don't have to go live at 2 a.m.
Chris is saying, what are your thoughts on electric cars now that the energy bills are going sky high?
We still want to go electric at some point.
Yeah, I think it's the way forward, really. But
it is the future, full stop.
Yeah, but it's not perfect, is it? Not by a long shot.
But we're not really thinking about that. We've got too much else on. But yeah, we will adopt electric as soon as we can, I think.
Why does Depeche Mode sell? Well, because they're amazing.
Because they have a lot of fans. If that's your thing, as it is mine, we will pay good money for the right things.
Yeah.
If it's not what you're into, you won't. So don't.
Lloydie is hoping to reduce the number of hours in his full-time job to spend more time on growing his eBay business.
Cool.
Yeah, fantastic.
Yeah.
Will you be doing the vinyl?
Doing the vinyl?
As in listing?
Well, it's all going to go at some point. Whether that goes before we move house, I don't know. I listed a few bits the other week. I do still have all the Beatles LPs. I did promise a couple of people a video going through the vinyl, so maybe I'll sit here and show it.
That might be a plan. And
then once it's off the shelf, maybe I'll list it. But I'm thinking I may do a big job lot of the Beatles LPs. Yeah. We'll see.
Would you consider somewhere that's 2 hours by train? That would be longer in a car. No, I think it would have to be 2 to 2.5 hours in a car. That would be our limit.
Oh, you had 1.5 hour on now?
Well, yeah. 2 to 2.5.
Someone asking about Nerf. What was it? It's just at the top there. Gareth. Isn't Nerf accessories worth much? Can be. Yeah, it depends what you've got, obviously. Just use eBay as your price guide, really. Just search what you have and see if it's worth doing. You may have to bundle a few bits up to make it worth the effort.
How much stock have you still got to list? Look at this.
Plenty.
Lots.
It keeps appearing. Will you be listing more media, DVDs and CDs? In the short term, I do have a big stack of mostly gaming, I think, that needs repair. So those will be going on. But I have cleared all of my CDs and DVDs. So I have vinyl and the stuff that needs repair.
Yeah.
But not a lot.
Solar will be helpful in offsetting the costs of charging electric cars. Yeah, for sure. But I think with a lot of solar, it goes straight back to the grid, doesn't it? If you have solar on your house. So I think there's a way. I was watching something. There's a way of, so that you can use what you're generating. But
yeah. Well, they take the excess. So if you're using more to charge your car, for example.
Yeah, but I think that the sort of standard is that they put it on and it goes straight back to the grid. And you get it offsets your electricity in some way. But I think that you can sort it out so that, yeah. Anyway.
Hi, Husties. I found it doesn't make much of a difference with listing on eBay. I hadn't listed anything for a couple of weeks and sold a fair bit, and then listed and sales were down, if anything.
Oh.
Interesting. Okay. I suppose it all depends what it is you're listing, and there's so many variables, aren't there?
Lainey.
Don't mention it. Do you want to see some vinyl, Lainey? I've got some to hand. I'm going to show Lainey some vinyl.
This isn't what we're selling, though. This is your personal collection.
I've probably shown Lainey this already, but
Most likely.
something arrived recently. Can't find it. Oh no, you are disappointed, I can tell.
Luby Lou says, saw this great quote: do what you love and you'll work super hard all the time, no separation or boundaries, and take everything extremely personally.
What was that?
Love that. Yeah.
Oh my God, that's so good.
It's spot on, isn't it?
I think I shared this last week, didn't I?
Yeah, I'm fairly sure you did.
It's my latest 12-inch single to arrive. Yes, it's an obsession. I am aware. I think this is my midlife crisis, actually.
Porky's Discount says, do you play the vinyl, Nick, or just if it looks good, list it?
I don't really play the stuff that's over there that I bought to resell. I play the stuff that I buy for myself. Yeah. I did play some of the Beatles ones, and I was surprised they played, because they are really, you can see the scratches all over them. And the couple that I played right through with no issue. It was amazing.
Yeah, it is amazing.
I think the quality of the cuts back then was better, because I've got some like 80s 12 inches and they've got a tiny little mark on and they'll skip all over the place.
Yeah. A question there from Angela. Do you want to read that out?
Angela, question: will you be doing a Valentine's special next weekend? That's changing the subject. Well, we've booked to go to have a meal and then do a pub quiz.
Yeah, I think Angela was wondering Sunday, which would be the 13th. We're doing a special Valentine's.
I don't know. What would we do?
What would we do? I don't know. Have you got any suggestions?
Possibly.
Tom says, would be good to get an update video on how to list media, Nick, if you ever get time. I seem to struggle with it. There's
not a great deal to it, Tom. I mean, it's just, I don't know what pearls of wisdom I could impart, really.
Pete says, clear the top of the shelves, Nick. Never seen you take anything from up there.
Oh, okay. Is that my new challenge? Oh, it's all stuff I put up there so I can ignore it.
Oh, Sarah says, I've been checking every day for new stuff so that I can make my next order. Order number 5. Yeah, well, like we said, it'll be slowing down because we're doing work on the house at the moment. So
I will endeavour to put some things up there for you, but it might be vinyl by the look of it now, or stuff from the top shelf. So if you want there's some of those nice bags up there.
Yeah,
could list some of those bags,
yeah.
or a telly.
Yeah, go for it.
I don't know. We are honestly knee deep in DIY. We have the house is a tip at the moment, so that's priority.
Leanne says, what's the loft like? Is it still full of stock? Mine is chocker with craft stuff. No,
we don't have much up there, Leanne. We have what's left of the work shoes that isn't in here, and personal stuff mainly. Not really any other stock up there.
Yeah, what David said. That's what I'd heard. You can store it using large batteries and Tesla Powerwalls.
Ooh, I'm blaming you for this. What's that, Husty? What have I done? The property market hit. What was that? Oh, sorry, I was just reading that one. Property market here is ridiculously overinflated. Oh, I don't know where here is.
Hello, Derek.
Hi to all. I can't read. That's too small. What does it say here? Hi to all eBuy gummers. All eBuy gummers, and to everyone else. I've not listed on eBuy gum. I still have not spoken to anyone who's sold an item on eBuy gum. I'm waiting for the day.
Somebody might tell us they have in the chat.
Anybody sold something on eBuy gum, please put it in the chat. If you haven't, you can put that also. We take a straw poll.
Yeah.
They were relaunching it though, weren't they? Or have they done? I think they might have done that.
Oh, I don't know.
I'm out of the loop with eBuy gum, I'll be honest.
It's enough for me to keep up with eBay and Etsy.
Thanks for the tips, guys. You are welcome. Get great tips and advice from all your videos. Would like you to bring the quiz back? Yeah, that. I mean, I'm never say never, but
no. The day we used to do the quiz, we now go to the pub and do a quiz.
Did we used to do it on a Monday?
We did, yeah.
Oh, it all becomes about time and
Yeah.
do we have enough time in the day to do all this stuff?
Now here's a question for Neil.
This one.
Yeah.
Any advice on how you test film cameras? I have a couple of good Olympus, but do I need to buy a film battery and get photos developed? We've never gone to that extreme.
No,
We do mechanical tests.
Yeah, mechanical tests, battery testing. That but not. I don't do film testing. But Neil, who's in the chat, does specializes in photography, so he can tell you all that.
Has Nick got the what's that? I can't read now. Has Nick got the double CD set of Depeche Mode? Which one? There's lots. Probably yes is the answer. It depends which double CD set you're talking about. They have reissued most, if not all, of their albums as a double CD deluxe version. But a lot of those I don't own, but I do own quite a few double CD sets.
Will you be doing auctions of bundles of items to get rid of tat? I don't think so, no. And I won't be too sad, to take quite a bit of this with us, because if we are thinking
for this stuff,
if we are thinking that we want to have a booth or do fairs or whatever, then yeah.
I have listed a couple of bundles, those Monster Highs, and they now have bids on because I did them on auction. Of all things, I know, me doing an auction, right?
Oh well, yeah, Mr. and Mrs. Valentine's Day special.
Mr. and Mrs.
That's a thought.
What, like get guests on and ask them probing questions?
Yeah, we did a Mr. and Mrs. thing, didn't we, once? Who did
we did with Lonnie and Cincinnati Picker, John.
Yes.
Nick, can you dress up as Cupid? well, I could, but I won't. How's that? Me dressing up? Never. Would I? Ken says, I may have missed it. Any news on the app? News is, I think we're having a catch up tonight. On our to-do list, there was a handful of things before we hand over to testers. That's where we're at. We are still aiming to launch next month. That's as far as I can share on that. What? Hi, Phil. Nick, on your videos, when you quote a buyer saying, "Hi, Nick and Andrea," the auto subtitle transcribes to Heineken Andrea. Is this a new vegan beer sponsor deal? Well, it's news to me if we're sponsored by Heineken.
I think Lainey gets some quite amusing ones, doesn't she?
Well, that's why I call Lainey Looney, because I think the eBay auto translate calls Lainey Looney sometimes.
YouTube.
Oh, what did I say? eBay? Yeah. Oh, stuff it.
Oh, dear.
Talking about item specifications, like directors, I don't bother with it.
Yeah. See, I try and fill them. I try and fill the required ones in some way, even if it's not what they're wanting. Like, quite often I put not applicable.
Yeah.
Or whatever.
But as you said, you can find if it's in eBay's inventory, like their list. Punch the barcode in and search for it, and then click. That's the product I have. It will autofill a lot of it. Yeah. Yes, top shelf listing challenge. Okay, I'll list some things off the top shelf. Shall I put a video out soon saying what's on the top shelf that I have to list? Oh, God.
Oh, don't worry, Sarah. Yeah. We will be listing, but it just won't be as much at the moment.
There's a question. It's a very good question. Is accounting and bookkeeping difficult with all of the cash sales with no paper trail from boot sales and jumble trails? I made a video with our friend Aaron, who is a qualified chartered accountant, and it's on the channel. If you search, I think if you search Nick Hill's tax, it comes up or something like that.
Yeah.
There'll be two faces on, myself and Aaron, and we talk about that exact issue, and from an accountant's point of view, what you have to do to account for cash sales. So take a look at that. It will be strange, Nick and Andrea, not being in the Tat Cave. It will. I looked at the door to this today, and it's still got a sign that a wonderful viewer sent us years ago, and it's stuck to the door, and I daren't pull it off. It'll probably pull the paint with it. I can't remember what. Or maybe I did I do it with those removable sticky things?
I don't know.
But I'm thinking, do I want that on there when people are coming to
I did
view?
wonder, but they're also going to come in here and be like, oh, so maybe that will make it make more sense when they come in.
Tat Cave doesn't make sense to anyone, not in this wacky world that we live in. But yeah, the whole thing will be strange. But that's what shaking up life is about, right? Making it strange and exciting again.
I'm not sure what Neil's drinking tonight. I sold a whippet and a flat cap on eBay Gum.
Oh, did we get the answers? Let's have a look. Let me have it. I haven't sold on eBay Gum. Where's all the people that have? There've got to be some. Oh, thanks for those Michael Moorcock fantasy book recommendations, by the way, Nick. Not seen one yet, but I have at boot fairs in the past and left them. Ooh. What's eBay Gum? Sounds like something from Yorkshire. It's it's a buying and selling site, similar in many ways to eBay.
Got your issue now. I've got coughs.
Have you?
Oh dear.
It's all the dust we've been kicking up. Put on eBay Gum plates and VHS tapes sold 0. Okay, Pete.
Yeah, Lainey does quizzes.
Yes, Lainey's quizzes are great.
Well put.
Yeah. I've won 3 iPhones on Instagram. Woo, aren't I? Have you really? Or is it one of those you haven't?
It's most likely one of those. I don't know.
But yeah, click here to get your prize.
Yeah.
And then they somehow scam you for something. Yeah. I hope you have, Kirsten.
It'd be amazing.
Sounds doubtful.
It'd be amazing.
You have to let me know.
Yeah, film testing is expensive, which is why we wouldn't do it.
Yeah, films.
But I kind of wish that we'd film tested. We gave Ellen like a point and shoot camera that we bought from a jumble. Doesn't work properly.
No. She wanted it.
She used it for part of her project as well, so that was annoying.
Dodgy gear from parents. Oh, Lee's in. Hello, Lee. Oh, was Lee live? Missed that.
Oh, okay.
Completely missed that. So that's all we got. Our straw poll of has anyone sold on eBay Gum was.
Somebody said eBay Gum? ?
Was no. Vegan beer. Vegan beer is a thing.
Vegan beer and vegan wine is a thing, but I think it's more of a marketing ploy.
Isn't most beer vegan anyway? Or is it things they use in the production?
Yeah.
I'm not sure.
Yeah, I think production isn't quite the same as it used to be anyway.
Thanks, Monkey Swifter. First ever live. Luckily, no major technical hiccups. Thanks for joining. I didn't think anyone would join. Good stuff.
Excellent.
I didn't even really have in my head it was Sunday today. We could have gone down to the local one and had a mooch, but we're not buying. I haven't had a moment to think about it. Graham. Hi, Nick. I've tried to share the remainder of my vinyl collection with you on Instagram.
Right. So actually, this is a really good moment to say that, you know, we appreciate all the messages that you send us, but we do get a lot. So we don't always have time to get to things straight away. And sometimes there's a bit of a delay before we answer. But, you know, we always try to reply and respond in some way. So please be patient with us if we don't reply straight away. That's the first thing to say. And secondly, please don't message us about something that's not on eBay or not on Etsy, on eBay or Etsy, because
they don't like that.
They don't like it at all. And we still get a few messages like that saying, I saw this in a video. Can I buy this from you? And we can't answer you. So it looks like we're being rude because we're not replying, but we can't because
eBay may class it as us trying to
to
generate a
sell off something.
sale that isn't something that's listed. Anyway, but I see the message now, Graham. It's a Discogs list, so I'll go and have a look. Most of the DM stuff I need now is the expensive, pretty rare stuff. So, but I'll be keen to have a look. I'll stick to clothing, so much simpler. See, in my world, it's the other way around.
Yeah. Clothing drives you mad, doesn't it? You don't like that.
I listed a t-shirt last week.
Yeah, but in
it sold
larger amounts.
We sold a Gorillas t-shirt that was on bids because I didn't know, I couldn't find the same t-shirt anywhere, and certain ones have been selling really well. So I think it went on at 20 quid and it ended at 22 or something. I don't know. So it didn't go wild, but I listed an item of clothing. I got 1%. Oh, when we met up with Carla for lunch, which was lovely. And she was just shocked to her core that my phone had 1%. And look, it's got 1% again. She was like, how can you go out with your phone on such low battery?
I'm
forgetting
to charge it.
All right. If it runs out, it runs out.
Yeah.
Whoever compiles the drop downs for eBay item specifics needs a good kick in.
Some of them are just ridiculous. The required ones are just ridiculous. It's like, why do people need to know that? I mean, okay, have it in the recommended or additional, but sometimes I think, why is that required? I don't get it.
I was listing something and I can't for the life of me think what, but it asked me which room in the house it was used in, and it was totally irrelevant. It's like, it was daft. Yeah. Hi Neil, a top shelf listing challenge sounds like you are listing rude items. Only in your mind, Neil. Only your mind. That says more about you than it does me. Our Depeche Mode touring soon. I'm going to see The Cure in Dublin. Wow.
Cool.
And Amsterdam on their Euro tour later in the year. Well, DM haven't even announced that another album is coming, but they are due. Their kind of cycle would say that they are due for their next album. Who knows? Dave has obviously put out, you don't know if you're not a fan, he put out a Soul Savers album, which is his kind of side project.
Yeah.
So
and you see, the pandemic might have put it back because they've been separated.
Yeah.
So.
Well, they live very separate lives until they come together to record anyway.
Exactly. So they haven't been able to come together.
No. I don't know. There's been no word on the streets about that. YouTube Translate either thinks I said loony or Lenny. It also said that we burned dogs on parts of the beach. Don't do that, Lenny.
My goodness.
Don't do that.
That's ridiculous.
I'm way behind. Apologies. You've changed positions from the window. Oh, we used to sit down there and see the whole Tack Cave, and then this, then it will change again. It will change if it's more of a when now. When we move, it will change. Yes. When they ask what Tack Cave means, just tell them they might buy something. They might buy the house.
Well, let's hope they do.
eBay Gum still sounds too northern to me. It sounds like a joke name to me. I'll be honest. It just sounds not like a serious selling platform. But what would I know? My son is selling 4.5 kilos of mixed Lego. How much would you sell it for? Depends what's in it. If it's still got figures in it, I would up the price. If it's a really good mix with stuff like Star Wars and Harry Potter in, up the price a bit more. But I don't know. Start at 50 quid and keep going. Or maybe do an auction starting at 50 and see where it goes. But it does depend. And also, if it's sorted and you can say it's 100% Lego, adds to its value and adds to your to the people that will be interested, because if it's got loads of other stuff and you haven't gone through it and taken all that out, you will have to declare that. Otherwise, you will almost certainly get some negative feedback. But yeah, should sell easily. Well, lots and lots of chat. Just reading it now. Just reading it. Oh, is that how far behind we are? Titanic. Titanic went forever, even without an interval. My ex and I watched it at the cinema and got a parking fine.
Wow.
Well, it was a very long film.
Oh my goodness.
Like, how long was it? Like 3 hours or something. I don't think I've watched that film since 97 when it came out.
Okay. I didn't understand this. Neil says film tested doesn't mean processing a film. Typically it means the film transport is tested. Oh, there you go. Learn something new every day.
Which means that it will take a film and it will, wind it on. Yeah. What we call a mechanical test is test, and we'll hold it up and see the shutter flashes and yeah.
Maybe in your new house, you'll have a new and improved tech cave.
Maybe. How often do your shelves get restocked? Well, if we were going out buying weekly, new stuff would come in.
In the summer, generally, it's weekly.
Yeah. Wow,
so much. To the end. Carol says, I've noticed I go straight past the clothing and charity shops as well now. It's so much easier and fun to look at the trainers' toys and glassware section.
We did have a load of shoes as well. We have donated a load of those. We sold a bunch at that boot sale. We're actually going to list some.
Yeah, we've got a few that I pulled out.
So we don't have any shoes as part of this bundle.
No.
We have cleared them out and we are actually going to list some there on the shelves.
Clive says, what about the Pet Shop Boys? Haven't heard from them for a while.
They had their last album, Hotspot, was a year ago. Was that in 2020?
I'm sure that they announced a tour.
Yeah, they're touring it.
Yeah. And they were on New Year's with Years and Years.
They're still very much going, and their last album wasn't classic Pet Shop Boys, but I really enjoyed it.
Hi. I'm JLo, the original, who we met at the meetup. Says, Dick and Andrea, are you going to mention what Night's Life heard on Andrea's last video? Probably not.
Well, why not? Apparently, in the background of Andrea's walking around Ramsgate video.
Yeah, I edited that with headphones on as well. How I didn't hear that, I think I was focused on the seagulls.
There was a couple enjoying some intimate time and screaming about it.
Gary says, what happened to the Ramsgate video? Well, it's on my channel. Link below.
Yeah, I haven't put one out. I did film some footage, but I don't know whether I'm going to put that out now. But Andrea did too.
Oh, we're at the end.
Link to Andrea's channel is below.
We're at the end.
No, you may have seen. There was a video of the viewing. I assume you've seen that then. And I think we said in that it really wasn't for us, but we wanted to get a feel of that age and style of house. And it did answer a lot of questions we had. We've kind of evolved that idea of period properties and what sort of period properties, I think. But that house 100% was not what we were looking for. But we wanted to get in there and just
yeah,
a multi-story house and then that sort of townhouse design.
It looks so much different on the photos because they obviously use wide-angle lenses.
Oh, a lot of
and then everything seems a bit smaller than you imagine when you go and actually look at it. And yeah, for us, that it wouldn't have worked for many reasons. But
no, so we weren't in a position to offer on that at all. So we're going to wrap up shortly. We like to end these with some words of wisdom. So should we talk about buying and selling houses? Anybody got any words of wisdom about where you live and The house you live in. I don't know. What words of wisdom could there be?
Well, there'll be a bit of a delay because
There will.
there's always a delay in the chat.
So moving forward, I think I'll probably share some of the orders that are going out tomorrow. We have a weekend's worth of orders. It has dropped quite dramatically because I've stopped listing. We just had another sale in. I didn't hear a ka-ching, did you? Let's see. Currently, we've got...
The secret reseller says, just out of curiosity, what happened to the Games Workshop voucher?
I've still got it sat here somewhere under piles of crap that surround my desk. Yeah, still got it.
Oh, like Clive's here. No, keep calm and enjoy the silence.
Oh, Depeche Mode word of wisdom. I've got 25 listings to go out tomorrow, so there'll be enough in there to make a little video. Probably won't pick it all.
PvP says, buy a house with lots of room for mugs and jugs.
Mugs and jugs and vinyl. I would honestly love a room where maybe I could invest in a decent stereo. I've never really had a high quality stereo, and then have room to put vinyl face on, because whenever you see vinyl stored, it's sideways and you can't enjoy the artwork. For me, with 12-inch stuff, so much about the artwork. I love it so much. And to be able to display, like you see in many record shops where they'll have a load sideways on, I'd love a room with all of that going on.
Yeah. Carol B says, if you bought a townhouse with a shop space below, can't speak, would you open one up or change it into a room? We wouldn't have another shop.
We're resisting going back to retail. We are shopkeepers at heart, but we don't want to be tied to it anymore.
Yeah.
I love the idea, and I think you flirt with the idea now and again about having a record shop. Having a record shop, but then of course you need to be in it. Unless you're going to pay someone to be in it, you have to be there from 9 to 5, whatever it is, X days a week. We're kind of at a point in our lives where we don't want that. So
Tony says, too many stairs in a townhouse. Well, we're not really afraid of that, no. Keep us fit.
Lots of stairs in a townhouse.
Keep us fit. I like this one from Luby Lou. Precious and fragile things need special handling. If anyone knows what that's from.
Well, the name of the song's in that quote. Yeah.
One of my favourite DM songs.
Is it?
Yeah.
Do you know what that's about?
Yeah.
That song, might as well tell you, is called Precious. And it was about Martin. It was a song talking about his children, because he went through quite a long, painful divorce. And he wrote the song about what it was, the effect it was having on his kids, which are the precious and fragile things. They are Martin Gore's children. Wide work, yeah. Why is it?
But neither of us can speak tonight.
Wise words. To know and not to do is not to know.
Oh.
Whoa, I can't even get my head around that. To know and not to do is not to know. Wow, that's deep. Don't have neighbours, they make funny groaning noises. Night Pete. I want our next house to be within walking distance of a pub. Funny you should say that. we won't go there right now, but yeah. We keep finding houses within a stone's throw of a pub, don't we?
Okay.
Or pub, a shop and a community centre, right? Yes, that is wise, which is why if we get serious about an area, we will go and stay in it for a long weekend or something, and wander around it during the day, wander around it at night. Importantly, the town, and the street you're thinking of living in. Yeah. It's amazing what you find out. That's what we were doing in Ramsgate. We were walking around it at all hours, going in pubs, of course, and various places. Yeah, wise words. That's why we sold our shop. Okay. Fill all your cracks before we're working on it. Okay.
Steve's words of wisdom. Check boiler is working. and has been serviced regularly and recently.
Oh, tips are coming in. That sounds a cool project. Just make sure you don't forget the CD I got you. The one that's on the wall, that's coming with us. Right. Have we got any words of wisdom? No matter what house you buy, it will always be filled with your love. Oh, that's soppy.
I was reading Phil's. Heineken Andrea refreshes the things other beers cannot reach.
I think we should forget the moving house ones and just go with Phil's, I think, for the week. Should we do that? See if there's any more before we go. Look till you find your castle. Oh, let's buy a castle. As if. I know what you mean. An Englishman's home is his castle. Is that the phrase? Check out the parking after 5 p.m. Another good tip. Yeah. Look at the street you're thinking of buying on at all hours of the day. Yeah. I mean, ideally, we're hoping to get a place with off-street parking. But, yeah.
I'm ahead of myself reading silly ones. There's Neil's one.
That?
Bought a house a stone's throw from the beach. All the windows were broken.
Man who lives in glass house should not walk around naked. Stay away from London. Yeah, we can't afford to move nearer London.
No.
We're moving further away to get more for our money.
Yeah, Leanne's got a very sensible one there. Make sure it's got good broadband.
That is key, isn't it? I mean, you can do searches online, can't you? Yeah. Certain postcodes, certain streets.
Maybe we'll sell basil brush before we leave.
Yeah, we're very aware of Ramsgate and its reputation and stuff. We're not currently thinking that's going to be where we'll move, but we haven't ruled it out. But we've been going there for many years.
Yeah.
We're not naive to its flaws. Okay, what are we going to pick? I liked Phil because it was just...
Yeah, let's go with Phil's because it was funny.
Thank you for all your words of wisdom. I've lost Phil's comment. There we go.
Yeah.
Heineken, Andrea. And that's all I'm going to think. No.
Heineken, Andrea.
Refreshes the listings other beers cannot reach. Excellent. So I think we're going to wrap up there. And I may well put out a video tomorrow of sharing some of the stuff that's leaving the building tomorrow.
A lot of stuff has left the building this week.
A lot of stuff.
It's been very, very cathartic.
Let it go. We've had a massive clear out and there's so much more. We looked under the stairs today. We've got a big cupboard under the stairs where I made all these different angled doors that fit. It's great.
One of those cupboards where it's like, what do I do with this thing? What do I do with this thing? I know, I put it in the cupboard under the stairs. So that's,
It's one of those cupboards where you do that and it just falls out on you. So we need to go through there and then take another load of stuff to charity, I think. But yeah, that's for another day. Anyway, I don't know why we got into that. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed it, please give us a thumbs up. It does something funky within YouTube, apparently. We'll see you for some videos, hopefully next week, if we get a chance to put them out. Are we done?
I think so. Yes, I'll just get to the end.
Okay.
Right then. Take care, everyone.
Thank you for joining us. We'll see you soon.